Hi, Danielle. There we go. Hey, beautiful. Checking my teeth.
There.
There you are.
There.
Oh gosh, I hear you. Hey, I'll be right back. I left my water in my other room and I just realized it. So I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
right back too.
Be right back. Hey, beautiful people.
There you go. Hi.
Hey. How are you?
Good.
So good. Oh my gosh, so good. How are you?
Doing excellent as well.
Yes. Seriously.
Oh my gosh, girl. It's so rainy here too today. So it was like the perfect day to just be comfortable and the perfect way to end the night. My ladies in wine.
Amen. Amen. For sure. I love it so much.
Should we all wine? Maybe we should all drink wine.
I was going to
I
say,
think we
can
should.
drink wine. We can drink wine. I am perfectly fine with that.
Completely and fully think that should be something moving forward. Yay!
Danielle, do you have wine? I'll go for a glass of wine. Okay, I'm going to get a glass. We'll be right back.
Go. I love it.
Oh, it's awesome. You look gorgeous.
Oh, well, because I actually put makeup on today. That's why.
Oh, I was like, I'm gonna go put my hat on now.
No. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding? You're always like, your hair's done. Every time I
Amazing.
get on these calls, I've got my glasses on and my hair's up. Like,
Oh, girl, they're right here. Don't you worry. It just doesn't go with the lighting.
yeah. Oh my gosh. I love
Can relate.
You started a trend, girlfriend.
I thought it was so funny whenever you had that glass, because I was like, yes.
Dude, I saw yours when I was like, yes, I'm not the only one.
Absolutely not. It was like so insane. And I finally found like a cab that I really love. So
What is
it's
it?
Thursday. So why not celebrate? It's 14. Oh gosh, I'd have to actually see the
Like
bottle.
1424 or something?
Something like that.
Yeah,
I'd have to actually go see the bottle because my
Yeah.
husband picked it up being like, maybe. I'm hooked. But I'm a sight person, so I forget what it's actually called. I just know the look of the bottle.
Yeah.
I'm
But
a
it's got-
marketer's
it's
dream.
got, like, numbers on it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll have to send it to you later tonight.
Yeah.
Tell my wine.
Yay! Look at us being red ladies.
Good idea.
I love it.
I have my full confession. I have the start of Grey's on, so now I'm like, I need to turn this off so that way I don't get distracted.
How
Do
is
you
it?
ladies watch Grey's Anatomy?
Oh,
I watched the first season, and I have to get back to it. It was good.
I'm
Yeah.
hooked.
I've watched it for years, and I'm kind of like, why is it still going on?
Yes.
Keep watching it.
It went through like that really bad year, and now it's finally getting back to like a normal show, but I'm hooked.
Good.
Yeah, so now it's like the clink clink red wine and Grey's night.
Grey's Anatomy.
Cheers!
Cheers!
Cheers.
Best business call ever.
I agree.
Well, unlike the call, I was like, a couple times ago, I was like, I have wine.
Yeah. And I was,
Me and Danielle were like, we don't. I'm like, well,
I was doing the ultimate reset. I literally,
You
like,
were.
I was, like, so dialed in. Like, I was following it to the T. And, yeah, I'm not doing that right now. So,
Give you all the credit.
oh, my gosh. I actually, a couple years ago, I ran this free group online, and somebody the other day was like, remember when you did that? That was so fun. Because you guys know, like, I love wine. And I don't know if any of you know this, but before, like, oh gosh, I don't even know if Michael and I were married, but like very early on, and like before Beachbody, before kids, I actually had a wine blog. Like, I love wine so much. I love going to wine tastings. I love pairing food with wine. Like, you know how like sometimes you start an outfit with the shoes and you build the outfit around that. So I start a meal with the wine, and then I love to build the meal around that. So yeah, a little fun fact for you.
Can you please send me recommendations then? Because I want to feel fancy like you.
Oh yeah, anytime. Like, you let me know. Like, I'm eating this tonight. Like, what should I drink? Like, I'll have it for you.
See, I don't care. I drank red wine with seafood. And my friend Kate and I were drinking wine one night. She was on a live thing.
Yeah.
And we had a lot to drink, and we had actually run out of red wine, so we were drinking white wine in our red wine. You were drinking white wine in your red wine, and I'm like, we're out of red wine.
What else are you supposed to do?
You're conserving.
No, it's funny. I just like for it to taste really good. And like, I like being the rebel that like pairs like a really nice Pinot Noir with scallops or something like that, because people are like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, this is really, really good. Like, you have to know. But I am a stickler for the proper wine going into the proper glass. Like, I'm pretty well known for that.
I put out, when we have parties and stuff, I put out the glasses, and I'm like, if you didn't pick the right glass, then you need to put it back. And they're like, but I already poured something. I'm like, no, it's okay. Wash it.
I did a team retreat for my leaders in Beachbody World at the beginning of this year. And so I gave everybody, we went up to Camden, Maine, which if you guys have never been there, like, you have to go. It's my favorite place ever. So we stayed in a cabin. Like, it was just, it was exactly how I'd always pictured it. We had an absolute blast, but I gave them little gifts upon their arrival. I put out pictures of them with their family, like, in the cabin to make it super homey. And then I gave them gifts. And in the bag were 3 different wine glasses for red, white, and champagne. Cause I'm like, you can't, like, you just can't.
Awesome. You're so good.
That's our rule. And I swear we'll get to business in a second, but this is more fun. So I live behind, Danielle, I live right across from Greeley. I don't know if you, like, with William, if you are ever out this way, but in Cumberland. I live literally right across the street from the high school, and there is a little convenience store called the Food Stop. Well, the Food Stop seems like it's just your average, like, you know, pizza place, like small town, whatever. Oh, no. So yeah, it's that. But the owner is one of my neighbors. He owns the place. He is like a wine genius. His wine selection there is out of this freaking world. And he came over like a week, 2 weeks before we went on this trip, and Michael came with me on this retreat and like really helped me with a lot of let's be honest, he did like all the behind the scenes stuff so I could be like with my people. So Mark came over with a case of wine for the 3 of us so I could taste different wines, and he set me up with like 30 bottles of wine or something to go up to our retreat. But yeah, we did like our own hero. And then I had our team call after that. I like show up like stumbling to the team call. I swear to God, I have value to add to you tonight, but I just have my own private wine tasting. And if you're not going to be at the retreat, that really stinks. You should have probably hit Diamond. We'll see you next year. Like, it was like, and they were like, oh. But actually, I had a really awesome soliloquy that night, so we'll see. Maybe I'll get to the end of this and I'll like pour some Jillian goodness.
You always do, wine or not.
Under the influence or totally sober, somehow it comes out.
It's creative juice, that's all.
That's exactly it. Oh, this feels good. Oh, giggling feels good. This week has been I don't know how you guys are feeling it, and I want to hear it, because this week for me has been very busy in like awesome sorts of ways, but like like totally like brain exhaustion. Like at the end of the night, like my head hurts because it's so all over the place busy. But at the same time, I'm loving it because I feel like it was kind of boring for a little while. And it was a lot about personal growth for me in a lot of respects. And that's so, so important to go through seasons like that. But now I'm kind of stepping into like the madness season of like, okay, I'm open. Like now all sorts of cool stuff's being thrown at me. And it's like, all right, when's Andrew going to nap? And he's not napping now. So I can get away with doing this call now, but I have to schedule. So it's like tons of like re-puzzle working throughout the day. And then thank God my husband like knows what it takes to be an entrepreneur. Cause like I work before my children, I work an ungodly hour in the morning. And then like when they go to bed. So I'm like, okay, I'll see you this weekend because I got a lot going on at night throughout the week. So that's been, but like, so like crazy tired, but like that best sort of like head hits the pillow and you're fast asleep because you're just doing it. Right. So how about you guys? How have your weeks been?
Equally as crazy, but I just want to start by saying thank you to all of you because after last week's call, I'm glad we're giggling this week because I felt like last week was intense. But ever since I got that out, it was like that total change for me. I was able to get it out of my system, process everything. I received news that we actually can't try this month because it's not safe.
Yeah.
So we had a really great talk and, we're going to take a break from doing it just because the medications mess with me so horribly badly. I just kind of want to get back to me. So we're going to be able to be healthy, be together, focus on one another. And then it was the same thing. I took what all of you said and really tried to apply it and just really hone in on the affirmations. I set my reminders, Danielle, for the affirmations, and it was amazing. Like I had a small world crazy experience where I was like, people that were interested in my business will reach out to me. I will sign, the clients that I've reached out to thus far, and I'm going to sign 4 major clients. And of all people, my brother-in-law called and was like, hey, and he's very sarcastic and we have a very playful relationship. So he's never like overly sweet, but he was overly sweet. And I was like, okay. Like he's sweet, professional. I'm like, all right. And I'm like, are you okay? She was like, yes, I am calling from O'Connor Law Firm and I'm working for them now. And I found your file in their computer. The last paralegal never forwarded your proposal to Heather, the main lawyer. And I was just wondering if this was still accurate because I was going to forward it to her. And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Crazy small world. So not only is that going forward, but my brother's somehow involved, brother-in-law. And then to set up her ads, this law firm, my Facebook advertiser that I have on my team knows this lawyer. So she's like, I know this business inside and out. We're going to get some amazing results. I'm like, you just need to surrender and this stuff is amazing.
I love that so much. And yes, like that's the quote of the night. You just need to surrender.
Just need to surrender and then celebrate.
And then we cheers.
Yes.
Actually, I'm going to put in a little plug. So you guys, actually, Julie does my, if you ever see my ads pop up, like Julie does them for me and it's amazing. And so my business coach's assistant reached out to me and she goes, how are you doing this? This is awesome. To like one of my videos that you created. I was like, oh, that's my friend Julie. She's in my mastermind and she's doing and it's cool because like within my mastermind, like a lot of people do like they either swap services or they pay each other for their services at different times. And it's just super cool to see everybody kind of aligning in different ways, people that never would have without the mastermind experience. And so it was just a really cool opportunity for my coach, who I think is amazing, right? Like, I think my coach walks on water, and her assistant, who I know is like trying to figure out my coach's ad, she's like, seriously, this is so good. Like, this is incredible. So
Awesome.
you're getting good feedback from like all over the place, just because your
Yay.
work is incredible.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome. That is really good to hear.
So good.
And I tell her, like, if she needs to learn how, I'll teach her.
No, for sure.
And I hope you gave yourself a plug and you were like, it's because I'm amazing and I help her stay sane. So she
No,
can do her
I was like,
business.
she tells me what to do and I do it. She told me to make a video, I made a video and I sent it to her. And then I turn my camera the other way and I made another video. And then she makes the magic happen.
I love it. That's all you, Mama.
Oh, it's so
You're
good.
phenomenal. Those videos were so natural. Like, I honestly, guilty confession, I've had a lot of guilty confessions and we've been on here for 17 minutes. So I actually played your video as a sample to a client that I'm working with now, because I'm like, there's no script. She's speaking from the heart, and whatever you do that messes up, just be like, Julie, cut that out. I'm never going to do that with you, but I'm like, just speak from the heart, and it comes across so much more natural and better and engaging. But you hit it out of the park.
You're so sweet. Well, yeah.
That's awesome, though. Thank you for that.
Yeah, well, you're amazing at what you do. You guys, I don't know if anybody else has the fruit fly struggle right now.
Oh, no.
No, I'm not kidding.
My wine glass.
I was going to say, Danielle, do you have it too? Because in my kitchen, there are, I'm not even exaggerating, like 700 over one area of my,
No.
and I set the traps, I do the stuff, like it's gross.
The
And
apple cider vinegar?
yes, everything. I've got balsamic vinegar. I'm even giving them the sweet stuff. And they're like,
Bleach. Use bleach. Like clean everything with bleach. Have you tried that?
everything. They're just,
Really bad. Everybody, clients have them. They're really bad right now.
there you go.
So, I don't know.
So if you see me going like this, it's not the wine. Oh, Julie, well, that makes my heart so happy. First of all, I'm really proud of you for giving yourself the opportunity, because you were trying to do everything you could not to be on the call, right? Like, you just didn't feel like it. And you still, you listened to your husband, and you stepped with your intuition of like, I really have to be there, and that allowed for you to receive our feedback and to love you, right? It allowed for you to receive our love. And then you got some really awesome tidbits and
Needed it.
Followed through, surrendered, and like, oh wait, your business grew. Like, that's awesome.
Needed it. To the point where even like today, in anticipation of the call, right, I made an entire binder. So that way it's the social Julie. So that way I know it's for the business, but it's for me. So now it's like all of your modules.
Oh my gosh.
So that way now that when I go through, I'm like, okay, if I'm getting overwhelmed by work, I'm like, I need to focus on me. So it's in reaching level, so I can go, take a step back, sister.
Oh,
Listen to your girlfriends.
Oh, that's so powerful. That's so, so good. Thank you.
Hopefully, because I am so far behind, but I will make up for that.
No, you know what though? I'm behind on getting you guys your next module. I swear to God, that's coming.
You can go slow.
Coming.
I still need to do number 4. So
Okay.
Take your time.
Or 5.
Okay. Good. Because I'm like, crap. Like, that's.
I didn't know you owed us one, quite honestly.
Well, we're done with that part. Like, I feel like the True You Shine Through, like, that is, like, that's kind of done. That's solidified. But I really want to get into like the modules with the stuff that you guys want. And like, it might be more just teaching like this. I don't know that I'll create actual pamphlets for some of the things. I feel like I'm at the point with you guys where I'm like, okay, I did like that really good training and like the really deep stuff that I feel super connected to. But now I'm kind of stepping into like that flowy mode of like, all right, you guys want to talk time management? Let's talk time management. You want to talk confidence? Let's talk confidence. And I just kind of want to like coach. So we'll see what that ends up looking like. Like, that's the coolest part of this whole thing is like, it just gets to be super authentic. And that's what excites me. So
yes, I was thinking of that too, because I mean, I think all of us are super in line with each other. And I was thinking about it a bit more this morning because I was agreeing with Nikki, like I need that time management and that scheduling aspect because I feel like Friday, I have it totally set and planned for the following week. And then I'm like, just kidding. By the time it's like Monday at 2:00 in the afternoon. So I definitely need help with that. But I also need help with the confidence in selling, because while I know that I'm offering a great service that will help a business, it is still so intimidating to call. And I've tried to focus affirmations around calling clients and calling leads, and it's still just in my mind but it's
Oh my God, I'm so glad.
so I avoid it.
Oh, I'm so excited about that one. That's my jam right there.
Work your magic, please.
Seriously. Good.
Pretty please.
I love it. And anything else that you guys are like, hey, will you do something like that? Let me know, because I will be happy to, because then I can just that's my superpower, right? Just letting that energy come through. Yeah, those are good. Good. Okay, Nikki, I have to ask you, did you speak today, or are you because you look freaking
Joy
beautiful.
said, I'm like, you guys always see me
Supermodel.
oh
Well,
my
first of
gosh.
all, happy birthday.
Oh, thank
Oh
you.
my God, happy birthday.
A couple of days ago.
It was a couple days ago. I'm like, are you did you keep the birthday outfit on just for us?
No, I got dressed today, so that was a big win.
That's a huge one.
I straightened my hair, so
Mhm.
that was also exciting. Put in contacts and put on makeup. So I mean, it's just an exciting day.
Teach me your ways.
That's what I said to you. I was like, you're not wearing any makeup in some of your videos. And I'm like, what do you do? Are you joking me?
Pinch the cheeks. It's fine. Have a couple sips of wine. It'll lighten you right up.
You're good. No, I've been doing a lot of wedding stuff this week, and I met with a friend of a friend who is doing these beautiful signs for me. She does hand lettering, and just I could do it myself, but it's one of those situations where I'm like, I don't want the stress of it, and I don't want. She's just really good at it, So in that respect, I'm like, I want to hire somebody. She's doing this as a side business because she's a teacher full time, and so we met for a few hours earlier, and I was like, I'm going to get dressed for this. So that's why.
I love it. Well, you look beautiful.
Oh,
gorgeous.
You're sweet. So yeah, I guess I'll.
Yeah, tell us what's happening with you.
So like I said, lots of wedding stuff this week. I feel like I've been just running errands for the past 2 days, which I love, but is also forcing stress upon myself because I'm like, I should be working right now. Mm-hmm. But it's fun. It's fun stuff. It's little things. We're just over 6 weeks out. So I'm starting to have those but I could do this and I could do this and I could add that. And so Dave's probably like, oh my gosh, you keep coming home with more stuff.
Don't get used to it. It's just what's going to happen for the next 6 weeks.
So I'm trying to keep everything simple and just easy, but I'm like, oh, well, we need, my whole thing yesterday, I've just been, do you guys ever have these sort of neurotic moments where you're obsessed with one thing? Yesterday I was obsessed with finding a place for people to put their cards, because I was like, well, crap, I need a card table, I need a gift table, and for some reason I had to get it yesterday. It was my mission in life, and I had to find it. So I did, and it's great. So that was I don't know. I just
off the list.
Yeah. So it was good, but I'm like, but I don't know. I was like, I don't know why I'm obsessed with this, because I don't have to do this today. There wasn't any rhyme or reason, but it feels good to have gotten it done. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that, and my birthday was this week, so that was exciting. I had I don't know if you guys saw my blog post about it, but I had kind of a cool personal awakening about that, because I turned 31, which isn't an exciting birthday. Mm-hmm. But I was like, you know what? I just want to do all the things that make me happy today. I just want to I ended up having like some great client meetings. So I ended up working all day. So it wasn't really a different day, but I was like, I want to sit outside and I want to just like do all the things that I always kind of push off. And I made time for my workout, which normally I do, but I just kind of crunch it into a much smaller time, so I may not do as much as I want to do. And then I went to my best friend does trivia at this restaurant in St. Augustine. So I was like, I just kind of made time to do everything. And so I ended up like thinking through that more. And I was like, why don't we have birthdays every day if that's going to be my birthday? You know, like, why don't we make time to do things? Like, I got all my stuff done, but I did it in like, I don't know, it made me think of you, Jillian, because you talk about that a lot. Like, I just made it joyful. Like, I did things that make me happy. And I think about that a lot. Like, I try to do things each week that make me happy, but like we were talking about last week, it's like you almost forget. Like, you're so kind of like, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. And you kind of forget those things that you're like, oh, well, crap. Like, I could have done this, that, and the other thing. And it would have been much more fun and also accomplish things. So it was just kind of like a moment, I guess. So that was cool. And then now I am gearing up for I have a big work trip for my biggest subcontracting job. Actually, they bumped me up to 30 hours a week. So it's basically my job now, which is awesome. And so I'm going up to Connecticut next week. So we've got like, they scheduled a bunch of meetings for like huge clients. So I've got to prepare this weekend for that, which is exciting. So I'm feeling good about that. And yeah, so things are good.
Congrats.
Yeah.
So much good, like
Exciting.
like swirling energy, but really calmly. Like, I'm picturing like just the beautiful like ebb and flow of the waves right now. Like, it's exactly like there's movement, like things are happening and like purposefully, but it's just really like beautiful. Like, just I love that.
I'm just kind of going with it. Yeah, I like that. I'm like,
You're like a wave.
yeah.
I like that. Anything that you need our help on, like out of all of that?
Honestly, I guess it does stress me out a little bit to like want to, because I really enjoy planning this wedding. Like, it really hones in on all my like creative and type A and planning. Like, it's just all fun for me. I really enjoy it. So there are also things I need to do. So it's like, I need to figure out how to balance, like, okay, you don't like you don't have to get the card box today. Like, it's okay. Relax. So I think just the balance, like how to kind of kick my own ass about like, okay, there's time to be doing this and then there's time to be doing work, I guess.
So, okay, I'm going to go the other way with my thoughts on this. I'm going to say, what if you just leaned all the way into it? What if you want the card box because you want the card box and it's not a big deal that you want the card box at that time?
You know what I ended up doing?
Yeah.
I was like, nah.
I mean, there are going to be other times that you're going to kick your butt into gear and say, I mean, you worked on your birthday, right? Like, you did, like, you do make things a priority. But I especially for wedding stuff, because it really is like, it's not something that happens all the time. And it's something that is so joyful. And it's something that really for you, like, brings out your creativity. And you and I and all of us know that when you're feeling super inspired just in life, that's going to like totally shine through with your work and your business. So I kind of am almost of the opinion of like, yeah, I mean, Nikki, if you're spending like 6 days in a row not touching any work and you're like, I just want to get like all like the little tiny things for everything, like maybe we should like get some work done. But like also it's like the conversation you and I had, why entrepreneurs need to travel, why they need to like go on vacation, because it sparks that creative juice and you come back fresher. So my personal way of thinking right now is like, do that. Like, you want to go all in and like spend a whole day planning and doing fun stuff, do that, because you're going to come back and you're going to get so much more done the next day with your business because you allowed for yourself to do that. And we all know that if you're in that wiggle room of like, I really want to do this, but I kind of shouldn't, and you keep pulling yourself back all day, then you're not going to have had the full indulgence experience, and you're not going to be fresh. So like, lean all in so that you can like straighten up and like do the work thing and then lean back all in. I just think that that's a really beautiful, and I encourage you to replace the word balance with harmony, because like balance is even like, all right, I'm in balance or I'm out of balance. And like, we feel like when we're out of balance, there's something wrong. And like, seriously, how often are we like super in balance? Like how often does that moment of true balance really
Not
happen?
very much for me.
No, like me either. And as much as like I like structure and I like planning, like that feeling of like today, it's like, okay, I've got calls that I have to do, and I've got coaches that need me, and I've got children running around, and one of them's having a meltdown, and it's like, I never feel totally balanced. But if you can find that harmony and like, okay, we're just, again, going to be like the wave, we're just going to flow a little bit. I feel like that allows for you to give yourself more grace. Does that make sense?
Well, and I think that's the thing, like I gave myself that, but it's almost like I need the permission from others to be like, it's okay.
No, like seriously, that's okay. Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so good. And you know what? Thank you for asking for that, right? Like, it's just like how I always say, like, ask for what you need. Like, you answered your own question, but sometimes we really just need the affirmation from others. Not that, like, your life was dependent upon us saying, like, it's okay, but it really does help to, like, build you up and just establish that sense of empowerment that you've already given yourself.
Yeah.
And it frees you. So if you are kind of down on yourself because of the decision, even though it had a great outcome, you also need to be like, okay, it is okay. Like Jillian said, it's an affirmation. So it frees you of any, yucky feelings or negativity that you had associated with it.
Yeah.
That's what you guys did for me. So thanks.
And that's why I'm like, it's something so small and ridiculous, but at the same time, it's like,
it takes up space.
Focus.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't matter how big or small it is. If it's taking up space within your energetic field, it's there, and it doesn't feel good when it's there. So, if it's like you got to like shove the big boulder or just like ping the little pebble, like it doesn't matter because that little thing or big thing is still there.
I'm just going to take you and put you in my pocket.
Seriously.
That's fine. I'll fit. Little Jillian Joey right in your pocket.
For real.
Oh, Danielle, how are you doing? I don't know how you guys' screen, but like I love the contrast of my screen right now because it's me and Julie in our grays and whites and blacks, and Nikki and Danielle in their pinks, and it's just so pretty. And Julie and I have pink accents, like my wall.
Yeah.
Like, it just, look at us.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. No, now I just have Julie.
Sweet. Are
Sorry.
you on your phone? Where are you?
I'm on my iPad.
Oh.
No, now I have you. Oh, I think it's when anybody talks, I have them.
But there should be a setting if you swipe. There's my phone at least.
Look at myself because it's really distracting. My hair's in the row, so it's better if I just see.
I think you look beautiful.
But I would. Oh, there you are. Now I see Nikki because she said something, I guess.
Yeah, on my screen it lights up. Like I see all four of us, but it lights up with who's talking.
4 of us. Last week I saw it. Wait a minute. Let's see.
Is there a
I'll read.
Oh, gallery view.
Yeah, mine's if you click.
I always keep it the speaker view, so I see everybody really little, and then the person that's talking is the full screen.
Oh yeah.
That's how I have it.
Oh, I have it kind of Brady Bunch style. I've got it.
Now I have you all and me.
There you go. Kind of seems like a big hug when we're all together and like the same size.
In 2 times.
All right, what is going on? Danielle, you had some stuff going on the past couple of weeks. Like, I want to know your update.
Oh, I have.
Well, you were just, bringing in new employees.
Oh, yeah.
You were figuring out schedules. You were figuring, in our one-on-one call, you were figuring out like how do I manage like how people communicate, right? Like that was huge. So
yeah, things have kind of improved. I mean, I think that I was just in the middle of a big wave of, new stuff. And I was just overwhelmed because everybody was like, while we were on the phone, I got, oh yeah, that's my employee telling me, and that's the daughter of the client telling me, sorry. I kept having to wipe everybody out.
Yeah.
Because I had a new client, a new employee, and then another client that had a bunch of stuff going on, and then I had a ton of orders too, and I was going away for the weekend to my Aunt Martha's, and so I just had everything at once, and I just was like, I can't do all this, like it's too much. It was like every second something with my phone was going off or some problem to solve, but things have calmed down, so that's good. I got a bunch of stuff done in Newton with my aunt, and so that was good. I still have a bunch of stuff to do, but a bunch of animals to make, but at least I got those, ones out that I needed to get out right away. And then my client, she seems to be getting her memory back, and that's calmed down, and so everybody kind of knows what they need to do. And then I have this new employee who's starting next week. No, she's starting the week after. But now, so I've got 8 hours for her. So she wants 20. The three of them want 20. And then Grace is going to be just per diem. So good weather, she'll go out and do stuff. And she has clients that I can pick up or that don't really need her if it's bad weather. So I kind of got it evened out. And now I got a call yesterday from my friend at New England Rehab, who I kind of forgot about, could be a really good, like all my business is word of mouth. And I got a call from her, and she used to be my neighbor, and they have a neighbor. She's in the other neighborhood across, and she has a neighbor. Plus she's the liaison from New England Rehab to all the hospitals. So she's great. And she called me and she was like, are you still doing your business? I was like, yeah. And I have a bunch of employees. She was like, okay, great. And then she said, I'm glad to know that. So she can send me like rehab people and occupational and physical therapists. They're my best source of referrals.
Yeah.
So she's got this woman across the street, 94. She just gave up her car. She's not happy. And she has to have somebody drive her. She's like, yeah, she's going to need somebody like 6 days a week, 10 or 15 hours. And I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
I just filled up like my new person, and she's got 8 hours. But if I give her, even 10 more, she's pretty much where she needs to be. And I have this woman who keeps calling me who wants a job. I mean, she's persistent, if nothing else. So I've got her, and I've got Heidi, who, if I get one more client for her, a couple more clients for her, their schedules will be filled, and I'll be able to hire somebody else before the end of the year.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. Hopefully it works out. Hopefully that client works out. But if I can get out, like, that's what I was going to say to you, Julie. I don't know how you guys do, like I do, because my people are old. They can't hear, and they can't talk on the phone, and they can't video, forget it. So I go out to them, and like, if I just talk to somebody on the phone, a lot of times I don't get them, but if I go out and sit down with them and they see my body language, and I almost always get them, but just talking to them on the phone, a lot of times they don't even call me back, but I feel like if I meet with them in person, then we're like together, and it's like we make friends, So I don't know if that's even a possibility for you, but that seems that I don't like to talk to anybody. Like when the phone rings, and I let it go to voicemail usually, and I'm like,
I do the same thing.
I'm like, because I don't know what they want, and I don't really want to talk to them.
Totally screen my calls.
It just makes me
100%.
nervous. So yeah. So, but if I know I'm going out, I'm prepared, and I just make friends with them, and then, now we're friends, and okay, now let's talk about business,
Do you do any networking? Because I have a lot of success from like BNI groups, and I'm going to join BNI. I have one of my team members will be joining a separate BNI group, which is a business networking. But the clients that I want to go after now, I am moving from small business to like large corporations. So that way, hopefully, we could be their social media team. So the companies that I have, I need to figure out how to explain to them I'm not replacing their social media manager or their marketing person. We work with them because these are now, 500 to 10,000 employee companies.
That's awesome.
It's scary.
So good though.
So good.
Talk
So
about
good.
nowhere near your comfort zone, and that's exactly where you need to be, is stepping
Totally
in that
different universe.
direction.
That is
Totally different universe. Because Danielle, I was the exact same way. It was always in person, and then whether we connected, at that networking event or not, they would then go online and either see my ads or see the post and say, "Oh yeah, wait, that's what I needed," and then we'd reconnect. So I think that in-person contact is crucial, but with this, I'm not quite sure.
Right.
No.
That's big. Yeah. They're not going to just, come over for coffee. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I would do.
Right.
Once you meet somebody in person, if it's like their son or daughter, I feel like they would be more prone to be like, hey, you like meeting you in person. They'd be like, hey, you should meet my mom or dad.
Yeah.
I always
Like,
do.
they're
Yeah,
not
I
scary anymore.
Yeah. If they call, I just say, why don't I come over? Because they're like, oh, my mom's not on board with this, but she needs help. And, a lot of the times it's the family wants me, not the person. But then once they meet, people don't want somebody in their home I wouldn't want somebody in my house, So, so once they meet me, they're like, oh, she's not so bad. Okay, she can come, or, she can send the person that she recommends or whatever. So that's good. So I have a meeting tomorrow. And then I taught a class today. And so I'm relaxed because now I can have my wine, because like that stresses me out. Like I really love teaching my classes, but for like a day or two before, because I have to go into a room full of people and I have to teach them something. And I taught baby loons today, and I really have only made 2 baby loons yesterday. So I know what I was doing. So I was just like, oh, I've never taught baby loons. So but everybody was great, and they all did a great job, and I've been there many times, and a lot of the same people. So now it's like I get this stressed out thing until I teach the class. Then in the middle of the class, I relax, and then by the time I'm done the class, it's like this huge relief. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, myself out to the bookstore in Portland for my dinner, and I'm gonna look at books. And like Nikki, you were saying, like I was like, oh my God, it's 5:30. I could get home. I could do all this work, and I should just be going home. I shouldn't stop. And then I was like, you know what? I just really need to like celebrate this one thing I finished, and I need to take this time. And I just want to do this. I never get to do anything. And so I did it, and I was so relaxed there. Yeah. And I got prepared. And so, that's what's going on for me. So I'm just excited. I'm excited. Well, it's Thursday, so I start to feel really good.
Yeah.
On Friday, and then like I got all this stuff I'm doing this weekend. Like I just love the week. Like I feel like a workaholic though. I feel like, oh my God, I can't wait for the weekend so I can get work done. But I like it.
It's your joy though. That's different than like I can't wait for the weekend and I gotta go like into the office somewhere and work for like just and do something because you should do it, as opposed to like, no, like I want to do this. I like this. Like
right.
Just because I monetize off of it doesn't mean that I can't enjoy it.
True. That's right. And even just like making my client policies, I'm looking forward to that. I want to write that. I just don't have time. So it's like a stress thing until I have like a whole Saturday morning to sit down and do it. I'm excited about it. So that's good. So I'm just excited about meeting this new client, and maybe I've got somebody's schedule filled up. That would be awesome. It's almost like now, before it was just like, okay, I have a new client, I'm in their life, whatever. But now that I have employees, it's like I'm a sales, like it's like a sales job. I love going and like, oh, I got that client,
Yeah.
In sales, I love it. So.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
See that spark.
I know, like she gets
kids like playing with her scarf.
Yeah.
Well,
so
Danielle, do you mind sharing with the group what your goal is for employees?
Okay, so yeah, sure. So
not to put you on the spot, but totally to put you on the spot.
No, I don't care. I'll say whatever. So what is my goal? I want to have in a year and a half, I have this huge birthday coming up that we don't have to say the number out loud again, but so that's, by that time, which is in March. Yeah. So
What is it, 40?
Right? I know. That's what I legit thought.
Oh, come on.
No. I legitimately thought it was. And she was like, I'm going to be 50. And I was like, no, you're not. And I was like, but damn, girl.
Thank you. Very
Ridiculous.
Must look good, not in person.
You do.
So
You're amazing. So a year and a half.
Okay, so in a year and a half, I would like to, and this is a big leap from where I am. I've grown my business up, like it'll be like 30. I've grown my business from last year 35% this year, so that's awesome. And I've grown it every year for 4 years. So, but I think I have a bunch of money in the bank. I don't know where it all went. Nothing. But so I want to, by March of 2019, year and a half, a little less, to have, if I have 10 employees at 20 hours a week, because it's all part-time. These people want to work part-time. So I make so much money, every time they work for an hour, they make $20, I make 10. So if I have that many people, which isn't that much more, they will be making me $100,000. So just them. So if they make me $100,000, then whatever I make on my own clients, and then my other business, that's like awesome. And then, so that's my goal for that. And then my 5-year goal is to, even sooner, I don't want to take clients anymore. That's my new goal that I made up yesterday. But I'll tell you about that.
Yeah.
So my 5-year goal is to not even run any of the business really anymore, but hire a manager to do it. Because if I have employees making me $100,000, then and if I'm still I don't know how I figured that out, but anyways, whatever I'm making, I could pay the manager and still have the 100,000 or more by then, because that's 5 years down the road, right?
Yeah.
So then my 10-year goal is to franchise my business and just quit. I don't want to work. I am not a workaholic. I don't like work. I like it. I mean, like if I have to, but I'd rather be out hiking or walking the dog, whatever, I'd rather just do what I want.
Yeah.
Keeping or something. I don't know, reading a book. So then I'm going to make millions. That's my,
There you go.
Like, seriously, just like that. Like, I just love how you say it with such conviction. And so, obviously that's going to happen. Like, it's my goal. Because, that's what you do, Danielle. Like, you put something out there and then you go get it. Like, you may get stressed, along the way, but you always figure it out. And then you're like, oh, yeah, actually, that wasn't that big of a deal. Like, I just did it. I just needed to give myself the time, right? Like, the patience thing. I just needed to actually give myself the logistical time to go and do it. And then when you do, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And the other thing I had to do was believe I could do all this stuff. Like a long time ago, I didn't ever think I'd go to college. I mean, that's how far back that was, I didn't think I'd go to college, and then I didn't think I'd work in a hospital and help people and be a social worker. And then I definitely didn't think I was going to start my own business. And I definitely didn't think I was going to become an artist. And then now I teach art. I mean, all those things are so far-fetched from even, just not that long ago. I mean, 3 years ago or 5 years ago. So now I'm like, well, if I can do all that stuff, guess I can do whatever.
Guess I can become a millionaire. Like, seriously, that's literally how people think. That make it happen.
Yeah.
I kind of believe that now. I didn't believe any of this, and that happened, so I guess I could do, who knows what's going to happen. And the other thing is, what was the other thing I was going to say? I don't know.
Your goal about not taking on any clients.
Well, yeah, so I have 6 of my own clients.
God bless you.
Bless you. I have 6 of my own clients right now. So my idea is to just replace those out. Like it takes 3 hours of an employee working to replace my 1 hour.
Mhm.
But my idea is as my clients, move into assisted living or die, 'cause that's what happens to them. They're all, knock on wood, and they're all doing great right now. But, most of them are in their 90s. So it's only a matter of time. But so as they leave me, I don't want to pick up any new clients. Like the thought now of working with, like starting with a new client, it doesn't interest me anymore. So I'm still in there alive because I'm the one who sets everything up and I check in with them, but I don't want to actually work hourly with clients. So I'm going to try to, as they go, I'm going to try to replace those hours with employees. So I still make the same amount of money, but I don't actually have to work. My ultimate goal is to do nothing and accomplish everything.
Yeah. But
Love that.
you're putting in the work now to create that. It's so inspiring.
Thank you. Well, thanks. Well, we'll see if it works out, and then you can be inspired. But yeah.
Danielle, when I'm on your 50th birthday trip to Italy with you, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be all set with, hey, it worked out.
No, we can drink lots of wine in Italy. There was something else I was going to say about all that, but just that, I don't know, something about believing, just believing that stuff, just that has helped me the most. Just like realizing like, oh, I know what I was going to say is, I used to think, well, that couldn't happen to me. Like all these things that like everybody else has. I used, for some reason, I don't know why, I always thought like, oh, but that wouldn't be for me. But now I'm like, well, why can't, like, if everybody else can have it, or not everybody else, but if anybody else can have this, and this, well, why can't I? Like I'm not any, like we're not any different. None of us are any different from each other. It's just kind of what we believe.
Yeah.
Like we could do that, or we believe, oh, that could never happen to me, or I could never do that, or it just like started to like, I'm almost 50 now, and it started to like dawn on me like, oh, I'm equal to those people. I could have that too,
Yeah.
So that was my other point.
Thank you. That's some really, it's really helpful to hear that over and over, right? Because like we listen to personal development and we read the blogs and we do the stuff, but like it's nice to actually hear the words from people that you trust too, and people that you know. Like that's really powerful.
Oh, good. Thanks.
Can I say something on the speaking thing? I think we may have talked about it before. Because I'm the same way. I walk into anything like speaking, teaching, and I'm like, I know it's going to be good. I know it's going to be worth it, but I don't want to do it, or I get like very stressed or whatever. And I do two things. The first, I think we've talked about before, or at some point, where I picture myself after thinking like, this was amazing. It was so worth it. And I'm also an adrenaline junkie, so that like gears me up. I always feel like so good walking out of them every single time. But I also had to stop. I don't think I mentioned this. I had to stop caring just a little bit, because it's almost like I think we're all similar in this way, where we're like, we almost care too much. And it's like, you have to let go. You have to surrender a little bit and be like, you know what? Sorry, I just don't give a shit. It's okay. Like, it's okay. Like, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, in 5, 10, 15 years, it's not going to matter.
Right.
So to like care, just because you're still going to care naturally, but just to care a little bit less, it like alleviates the stress for some reason.
That's so good, because we're prepared. We're all of us are, going to go into whatever, very prepared and everything. I mean, what else?
Yeah.
So why worry so much? And yeah, I mean, we can only do the best we've prepared for, and then, and if they don't like you, then that's their problem, kind of, right?
Okay. It happens.
Yeah, right. So that's really good advice, because I do care too much. I'm like, when I go in there, they've all got to make, they've all got to get it, and they've all got to think I care about them, and they're baby Lou. And, yeah, it's not that, it's not life and death. I used to work in a hospital, that was a lot more.
Literally life and death.
That was really life and death. Yeah.
Yeah. So That's good advice. I'm gonna
Really
use
good advice.
Well, it's a weird thing to say, but it helped me to be like, just, it is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day. So
that.
I love that so much, and it kind of aligns with have you guys read Mel Robbins' book, The 5-Second Rule?
Oh, I just finished that.
Yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So good. So basically it's about taking action, and like you can't wait till you feel like it, because you're never gonna feel like it. You're never gonna freaking feel like it. And, like, she swears the whole time in the audiobook. I don't know what the real book is like, but like it's awesome.
God, the audiobook. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. And she comes up to a point of like, okay, so how do you do this? Well, the first, like, how do you start doing it when you've like dug yourself a deep hole? The first thing is like, seriously forgive yourself. She goes, I know, like the hippy dippies of the world, and I'm like, hey. She goes, they're gonna say that all the time, and you're gonna roll your eyes. She goes, but legit, there's like scientific evidence that if you literally forgive yourself, you're actually gonna get more done. So that was the first thing. And the second thing was, picture yourself now from the state of your future self, and how happy is your future self going to be with the fact that you just did it. So like, to your point, Nikki, of like, your future self probably is not going to care like how well that actually all went. They're just going to care that you did it and it provided momentum moving forward, and you helped people and you made people happy along the way, and it didn't have to be perfect.
yeah. Well, and I think we all know our craft well enough. This was the other thing. I actually taught my brother how to do this, is the fake it till you make it kind of scenario. Like for you, Julie, like walking into those big meetings, like I'm going to have next week. I'm like, but I've just kind of been like, whatever. It's like meeting with a business that makes, less than $50,000. It's not a big deal. I know my stuff, so let's just do this. And it's like, I think all those things combined, just the confidence thing, it's all intertwined.
Agreed. I actually started doing this practice with my husband. Every single night we do 5 things that we're grateful for and 5 things that we're proud of, because I realized, to your point, like a lot of my fear and intimidation of working with these big businesses, it's still there, but a lot of it was because I wasn't giving myself the recognition of knowing my shit. Like I've taken the time to really educate myself, but it's, I think all of us can relate. It's our innate nature to be like, yeah, but I do, but so I'm trying to not focus on those but maybes and really focus on that confidence piece. So it's funny how you just mentioned that. Jillian mentioned it like when we first like sat down, and I was like,
Gotcha.
All of that.
So it's funny that you say that, because I would like to end this call with what everyone's grateful for. Just one thing that you're grateful for. And I actually would like to take a picture with us with our glasses, and I'm going to put it
Yes.
on. Come on, Jillian. This is how our business meetings go. All right.
Yes.
Cheers.
Love that. Actually, do you guys mind if I take a picture as well and post it? Because this is my gratitude post. It's 9. Oh gosh, it's 9 o'clock on a Thursday night, and I'm like energized thanks to you ladies.
Yeah.
All right, wait a minute. How do I do this on the Mac? There we go. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Yay! Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so Julie, you start. What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for the fact that I have a trustworthy, beautiful, empowered group of women that I can really open up to, because that is still something that I'm working on, that you guys have no idea how healthy this group is for me. And I'm really just grateful that I can learn how to surrender and take the business to the next level. And while doing that, becoming such a better person, because I feel like the love that was so easy to give to everybody else, I can finally give it to myself. And a lot of it is because of this. So thanks.
I love that.
Grateful.
Oh, how powerful. All right, Nikki, you go.
Oh gosh. Okay. So this is my thing with your grateful exercises because I love them.
But
I
you put on the spot. I know.
well, there's that, but I always feel like they're cliche. Like I always go to like I have a beautiful home and a wonderful fiance and my family. Like I always go to like like those are the top things in my mind. And I'm grateful for them every day. So that is it. But tonight in this moment, I don't. I'm gonna piggyback Julie, and I hate doing that, but I appreciate this space so much because I'm the same way. It's just so lovely and so needed. And I always every time we talk, I walk away like ready to take over the world, literally. Like it just. Like I was thinking the other day, I was like, I don't want these to end. I don't know if that's possible, but I don't.
I know. I love them so much.
But yeah, it's just so meaningful. So I'm very grateful for you ladies and to be able to be here.
I love it so much. Oh my gosh. Okay, Danielle, you go.
Well, I was just thinking that today. I was thinking, oh my gosh, it's only like 8 weeks till the end of the year. What are we going to like? I want to be with you guys.
I know. We'll figure something out.
So me too. I love this. I love that we're all like not in the same place, but we're all like women and entrepreneurs, and we all like feel the same way about our businesses and our lives too. We have all this stuff. Like I think it's great. I'm grateful for that too. Yeah, and like Nikki said, of course, all my stuff, Dave and William and the dog, and
Yeah.
But I love this, and I love that. I just feel like not like I'm being held accountable, but just like you guys are there, and I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. So I'm going to do more, not because I'm feeling kind of pressure, but just because we're all going to like share what we're doing. So
yeah.
So I love that.
Oh my gosh. I should have recorded this. Like, why am I not videotaping this? This is just so meaningful. I love it so much. And I think you all know, but I'm a words of affirmation person. So like, really, like I'm the gratitude person. Like when I went to Mexico, I was like, every 2 seconds, I was like, what's everyone grateful for? What's everyone grateful for? So like by the end of the trip, like people had it nailed. They're like, I know it's coming. I know she's going to ask it. I'm like, so it gets people thinking about it. But for me, like, it's also like, oh, like I get to hear people's words, and like, even if it's not about me or us or whatever, like that lifts me up. Like literally hearing words about what makes people happy and grateful and joyful. So my gratitude is, again, like kind of like reaffirming what everyone has said, like this space in this group of women. And for me, like in true vulnerability, I'm grateful that you guys like took a chance on me as your coach. Like you all knew this was my first mastermind. Like this is the first time that I was ever doing anything like this. And you still believed in me enough to know that I would add value to you. And you believed in yourself enough to know that your investment would incentivize your action. Like you knew that would happen. You were convicted of that. And you just had faith. You had faith from the beginning, and you've allowed for me to say like, okay, like I owe you a module, or like, hey, like, let's all get on the call. And like it's been such a grace giving group, but also a very determined group. So keeps me still knowing like they need me. Like I need to show up for this. Like this isn't just like a pie in the sky dream that I once had. Like this is actually happening. So I'm grateful that you guys provided me with the platform, literally as your coach and friend, and as a person who is developing like herself and what she wants. Like you gave me the opportunity to do this. Like you guys really gave me, I know that you keep saying like I've given you the opportunity to get to know yourselves, but you guys have given me the opportunity to get to know myself within this realm simply by having enough faith in yourself to have faith in me. Does that make sense? Like all those circles there. So I am so grateful. So grateful for that.
Well,
I am really excited, like at the end of this, because I don't want to rush it. I think all of us are in the same boat with that. I don't want to rush it, but I'm equally as excited though at the end of this to see where we're all at, because it's leaps and bounds every week, never mind months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I
I
just
didn't mean
want
to cut you off.
No,
I
no.
always like to have 2 employees by the end of the year. Now I've got 4. Maybe I'll have, who knows, 8 more weeks, 9 more weeks, you know. And Jillian,
Awesome.
I joined this because I want to be like you.
Oh my gosh, it's the nicest thing.
Yes,
Did you see that? That was my
Yeah.
heart melting.
I'm like totally joining this because if I could be like Jillian, she shows up, she's consistent, she's always happy, you know, not always happy, but I mean, you're always like positive, and I'm
Yeah.
so inconsistent. I'm like, Dave, how is she? I think it's the Shakeology. So I started
It's totally the Shakeology.
be like up all the time and ready to go and like actually doing my stuff. I got 2 little kids. I don't have 2 kids. I got a dog. I sleep on the floor. That's all I've got.
Oh my gosh, you're so sweet. You make me laugh so hard. But it's funny because like Danielle, like when I first started this, like you were the first person I thought of. Like literally I was like, Danielle needs this. And I need her. Because she knows me, right? Like she already gets my soul. So like for Julie and Nikki, I don't know if you knew this, like Danielle's done like my Beachbody challenges before. Like, so she kind of gets me on like, or like got me on that level. But she reached out to me saying, I see what you're doing. You need to keep doing it. I know that you're growing into something different. Like she saw before I even like announced it. She was like, I see what you're doing and I want in when you do. And so then I was like, okay, I'm like doing this. Like Danielle, she sees it, so I'm doing it. And
Help, Jillian. And she was like, just wait, I'm coming.
I'm coming. It's happening. I promise.
That's awesome. I mean, it does. What you do is, I know I said it from the video standpoint, what you do is so authentic and from the heart, but having that selfishly, all to myself, but all to ourselves, it's honestly, you cannot put a price on that. It's something that has helped just personally and professionally, and you can't put a price to that at all.
You guys are so sweet. And you're giving me far more credit because I learn more from you guys than I'm sure. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to downplay. I'm not going to, right? Because we step into our brilliance. But I learn just as much from all of you as you learn from me. And I think that's what makes groups like this really, really beautiful because it's reciprocal. Is that the word?
It is tonight.
Yeah. Like, thank you. My red blend says that's a word tonight. No, but like we're all going to show up for each other, and there's no hierarchy of anything. It's like we're business women who are in this group that are growing our businesses together, and they all impact one another in their own beautiful way. And even just words, even if it has nothing to do with business, even if it's like, you know, like Julie, what changed your world last week was Danielle saying like, don't meet with that client. You need to surrender. Like, and it's all that stuff, right? Like that's
without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Can I just say something personal for a second, actually?
Yeah.
So you guys have the experience of going through childbirth, getting to child, like all of that. I don't have that yet. But what happened on Thursday night last week, I wanted to thank you so much because I learned Friday night, one of my really good friends, I have a lot of friends that are pregnant right now, and one of them is going to lose her baby. And
sorry.
It was awful and heartbreaking. And the worst of it is he's still growing in there and it could happen at any time, and she has no control over it at this point. So it's horrible, but I wanted to thank you because from that call, it helped me help her, I think, kind of talk through it and get through it and at least feel better in a way, even though it's not going to feel better for a while.
Well,
So I just wanted to convey
she
to-
felt seen by you. She felt heard by you.
Yeah, because I'm like, I have nothing. I don't feel like I have anything to give to that conversation per se because I haven't experienced it. But I'm like in that realm. I just sort of sit there and listen. But I took a lot from what that conversation was last week to pass on to her, and I think it helped her a lot.
Good.
Just to
Good.
hear some things. So I wanted to say thank you for that.
Oh, I'm so glad. Well, I will offer this
Wow.
up. I'm happy to talk to anybody ever about anything like that. Like if that person needs to talk and just needs like somebody that's been there, like not that I've lost a child, but not being able to conceive and all that, like just it's hard. It's hard. And sometimes people just need to know that they're not alone with it. So I'm sure you did beautifully. And that what a really hard conversation that was for you, but like also like you had the opportunity to say, I know these people. Like that people are out there.
I did that, like I was like, it'll get better. It will.
Yeah.
So.
And it's one of those strange things where I'm not trying to say, obviously, that's the reason why. But again, we're all so connected in such a wonderful way. And these things happen and they're difficult and they're scary and they're heartbreaking. But that was such the perfect timing for that conversation. So you could be there for her. And I'm just so grateful that you are able to be a loving comfort. I cannot imagine being in her shoes.
Yeah, it sucks, and she's a very positive person. I'm like, it's okay to say that it sucks.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay that it's awful.
Yeah.
These
Oh.
things are awful sometimes. But
I will
yeah,
say too, because
just
I
wanted to
was
say thank you guys because it helped me help her. So I'm grateful for that.
That's so good. I'm so glad that that we had that conversation. It's funny how that happens, and you just could understand her and
Yeah.
say, and just that people that gotten through it. And,
It's interesting. I'm just going to add one more weird layer onto that.
Mm.
So Nikki, do you remember in like the summertime when you and I were talking and you had like just those weird thoughts that we all carry with us of like, what if that, because you guys want to start working on your family like pretty soon after getting married.
Oh, yeah.
You kept saying like, and I know it's not even easy for some people. And I was like, but don't own that to be your truth yet. Right. Like, do you remember that? Like that, been there, done that, like totally get that. So I almost messaged you after last week and said, don't own that to be your truth. But I was like, no, it's okay. Like we had that conversation. Like she doesn't need to hear that. But it's almost like if I would have said that would have downplayed your role and your willingness to receive that information. And you needed that to give to her.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. Mind blown right now.
Yeah. Like mind blown, like
Totally.
crap. Like literally I did not message you.
Yeah.
And I didn't know why, but I was just like, no, like she doesn't need it. She doesn't need that particular message. And like actually it may have like subdued how you were able to best show up for her if I had sent you that message.
Yeah, because you could put yourself almost in her shoes because you'd heard, because you were in that, deep conversation with all of us. You were still like in that.
Like vibrating in that frequency.
Yeah. And I thought that too, like when we got off the phone last week, I was like, oh, great, Nikki. She hasn't even like started to try to get pregnant.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
the same thing.
a horror story.
What?
Oh, totally.
Like,
Because you were in such a happy place.
I
Not the same thing.
I'm just so happy to be there for other people. I felt bad because I was like, that's why I was like, I don't have anything to offer you, but I'm listening and I'm here for you.
That's what it takes. Having that loving listening ear. That's what it takes.
You guys are so
That's why I was
sweet.
so
Oh my
feeling.
gosh.
all you can do. You can fix it. Yeah.
Well, but isn't that funny how perspective is? Like, I'm so
Yeah.
worried that I don't have a leg to stand on to give Julie any help, but then you guys are worried about me.
Well, it's like the countdown. Like you're getting, and that's Jillian. I like honestly, all of you ladies, but Jillian, you have like that special skill of being like, it's totally okay. Just sit there and listen. But I'm going to say something that I know is going to spark it inside of you. And that's what happened last week because I really wanted to like stay positive and like stay happy and make sure, you know, we show up for each other because we do all the time. And you have so much going on. That's awesome. And I was like, okay, I need to shut the fuck up because I know I'm going to cry like a banshee. and I didn't want to be like that rain on the parade. So it was like so healing. But Danielle, that was my exact same thought. I'm like, oh my God, I really hope that she's still like, woohoo, getting married. We're going to have a baby. Like, it's all going to happen.
That did not
Most people
did not even slightly, no, did not even slightly cross my mind. Oh my God.
She's gonna.
Oh my God, Danielle, you're so right.
Oh, no. Like what?
That's so, oh my gosh, you guys are so sweet, but no.
I want to just like bring to light the depth of caring that is in this group, right? And it is all about perspective. And like the same conversation was had within all of us, but we all walked away with different hopes, enlightenment, fears, like feelings, right? But because of that, and now we're able to like circle like back to it completely, and we were able to kind of air that out, and we go, oh, like we just got to know each other a heck of a lot more because we continue to share our own perspectives. Like that's really powerful.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so good.
Oh my gosh. Seriously.
Love you.
This is what happens every time I'm on a call with you ladies.
Yes. Honestly, though.
I love it so much. Oh my gosh. Okay, when is our next call? Hold on.
Oh, yeah, because I did need to write that down.
We had a call tonight, and I was coming home from my class, and I looked at my phone that you had, and I was like, oh, great. Oh,
We don't have one next week. We have one the following week, the 9th.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And we have to get some more one-on-one calls scheduled, you guys. So everyone message me. Okay, that's your homework assignment. Everyone message me just so we can start like getting on the calendar when your next one-on-one call will be. Because all of you have varying amounts kind of like left for like throughout the end of this year, and I want to make sure that we capitalize on them all.
Yes.
I'm going to do the rest of my videos. I still have 3 videos.
Oh, I have one.
That's fine. I still have to watch Nikki's SEO. I'm like, like dying to watch that actually, but I'm like, I want to sit down at my computer and like actually like take notes as opposed to like being in the car and listening. So yes, I can't wait to watch that.
It's a little longer than 5 minutes because I could talk
Because
for
it's so valuable.
a day.
Honestly, sit and take notes. Like that was a ton of great information.
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
too. I want to take notes. I want to sit down because I watched most of it, but it was like in the car, and then it was, at home, but the phone was ringing, and, so I had to keep interrupting. And I was like, I got to sit down because this is so much important information with a notebook.
Oh my gosh. See, I'm a words of affirmation girl too, so I'm right there with Jillian. I'm like, oh gosh.
I don't know.
Sparkling fairy dust.
You're too good. But seriously, exit strategy, we need to figure out how to keep this going.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I gotta we'll get it figured out. Honestly, Nikki, here's what my true hope is. You have to let us know next time you're like up here, like hanging, because I would love to actually get us all together. Like,
yes.
And
oh my God.
Yeah, right?
No, just kidding. You're getting married. I just did the math in my head because I was like, how did I not think of this? My husband and I are going to Maine in December, but there's something important happening. I'll go back. I would love to see all of you.
And
we're going to go next year for sure because I missed this year and I'm really sad about it.
Good. Julie just lives in Mass, Danielle. So she's just like a quick drive. Nikki's a little bit further. Maybe we'll go down and see Nikki.
There you go.
February when we are sick of this place.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes.
Well, and all right, I'm just putting this out there for accountability's sake and just like to put it out to the universe. So you guys, I really want to do an in-person summit. Like training event, like full day, like thing that people can purchase tickets to, and like we can, I don't know what it looks like yet, but I know that it's there, and I know that there will be champagne involved at the end, and like there'll be meditating and dancing and like stuff. Like I'll be on stage. I'll be like bringing the Jillian goodness. I will have guests. Like I've got it all. I've got it all up here. So you guys will be the very first to know, like when I have
I'm going to send you a place.
Oh, great. Yeah. That's excellent.
I've already got the place.
We just found it, and it was for the exact same thing. Like they were supposed to have this whole convention, and it fell through. However, last year, another group that I don't know the group, but I know one of the individuals in the group, they had it there, and they do network marketing, and it was for their like annual convention. Yeah. And they said this place was gorgeous, and I went online, and it is amazing. They went there for the weekend. It's in the Cape, and it's basically this giganto mansion where you can have your speaking events, but then there's these tiny little villas all around it, so you can have like meditation on the beach, the seminar, dinners. It's
cool.
I'm gonna send it to you.
That sounds cool. I know. I'm just thinking of like an afternoon at one point, but who knows what this is going to turn into. And the cool thing is, like, it could be an afternoon this year, and then maybe next year I expand it. And like, yeah, because I also know that I belong on stages. I know that speaking is my superpower, and like but like I'm just trying to do so much. Like, you guys, I'm trying to get my journal launched by Thanksgiving. I want to get my podcast launched by December. So that so like people
can hear more about this journal, woman.
I literally, like, it's one of the things on my list for this week. Actually, Danielle, when you're like, I can't wait till Saturday so I can work, that's how I feel about, like, I can't wait till Saturday so I can like finish the content for my journal. Literally, you guys, like, it's basically a journal. It's like the true you, like self-development, like journal, like figuring out who you are, but it's for the novice journaler. So I teach you how to actually journal so that it's not scary. And literally I prompt you like this, like I talk in the first person, like, here's what I want you to do today. Like, so it's your best friend talking to you saying like, this is how you journal. This is what you think about today. Honestly, like maybe I'll sell like 5 of them, but I don't care. Like my heart knows that I have to get it out there, and I just
a lot of people don't even know what to think about. They don't like.
No, they don't know what to think about. They don't know where to start. They don't like it, and it seems scary. And they're like, "I'm going to drudge up some stuff. I don't want to do it." And it's like, yeah, you are, but it's okay because we're gonna get you through it. And it just, I don't know, like my goal is to make it less scary, but also to put the realization of the importance. Like, yeah, it's scary. I get that, but like you actually figure out who you are, and you get to feel more joy because of that. And let's do it in a way that is like in alignment with like walking you through it, as opposed to here's a journal, like good luck, like. I have like a paragraph of a training every single day that I'm going to like give you a prompt, like this is what you write on, or today write a letter, or today free flow. So it's very like as if I'm talking to you, I'm writing. So
that's amazing.
We'll see. But Nikki, I'll be getting in touch because I need help with publishing.
And I'm sorry, sorry, brain fart. I owe you posts. So we'll be getting this.
Nikki's going to help me with blogging. Thank God. Thank God.
Accountability. That's what I wanted to say. I was like, there's a word I want to say. To be accountable. I'm saying that here.
Oh, no. I'm not worried about it. I've been a crazy person, like I said. I haven't even gone live. I went live tonight for the first time in like 2 weeks, which is really unlike me. You all know that. But like being in Mexico totally threw me off. But I've got a really cool clean eating challenge starting next week. So I went live about nostalgic eating. I know, Danielle, I saw your thing. Like, I am so in.
I'm happy in it because I have nothing left to wear. I have so much weight. I totally fell off the wagon, down the mountain, down the road. I don't know what happened.
It's okay.
And I gained back even more. I weigh what I weighed when I gave birth to William. I mean, that's not bad because I just haven't like made time. I haven't not taken care of myself. So, but I'll get back.
Well, you'll get back there, but also don't forget how powerful the past. Are you there?
There she is.
Yeah.
don't forget how powerful the past few months have been for you in terms of another area in your life. So like, don't kick yourself. Don't judge yourself. It's okay.
I know.
Eating clean and no candy bars next week. And, and we're good.
We get through Halloween without, 2 pounds of candy.
Well, that's the thing. I don't even like Halloween. And honestly, like I've eaten the candy, I've indulged in the candy, and I'm like, I don't even want to. Like, give me Thanksgiving, give me my birthday, which is December 19th, so it's basically a holiday. Give me Christmas. Like, I'm going to eat all the food and drink all the wine and all the sangria, and I don't care because I want to. It brings me joy. Halloween, like, doesn't bring me any joy. Like, it is not worth it to me to like overindulge for that holiday, because there's a holiday or event in every single month, every single week sometimes. Like, so if you keep going on the, well, I should do this because it's a holiday, or I should do this because I always had, you're never going to actually feel good within who you are, because you're basing all your decisions on who you were. So that was my live tonight. So Nikki, I don't know if you're actually going to be able to get a blog post out of that, but I'll do another live soon.
Well, that's why I was like, I'm going to tell you tonight, because now you guys rev me up. So now I'm going to write.
Okay.
Awesome.
Type. All right. I know we did our gratitudes literally a half hour ago, but I just love talking to you guys.
It's a problem. A good problem.
It's a good problem. I love it. And we'll figure out a strategy to let's enjoy the now. Let's enjoy the present moment, and we'll figure out what this looks like after the end of the year, because
Yes, please.
it's got to look like something. Okay. I love you all so much. Thank you for your fabulous words. Thank you for the wine. Like, I actually didn't realize how badly I needed that glass of wine tonight. And I'll see you. My goal is to get you a module next week, because we won't have a call, and then we'll have a call the week after.
Perfect.
Okay.
And I will get you those videos next week, because I owe you all 5.
All right. Good. We've got this. I'm proud of you. We will do it. Show up for you. Show up for us. And we'll just keep plugging along.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Bye.